In recent months, the northwestern zone of Nigeria has been grappling with a troubling rise in the influx of human traffickers. Various reports and investigations have highlighted the increasing activities of networks of criminals, luring and preying on vulnerable individuals, particularly women and children. Reports indicate that the traffickers often lure girls, mostly minors, promising them better opportunities and prospects, only to usher them into a life of exploitation, including forced labor, sexual exploitation, and domestic servitude. This best describes the situation Grace and other young girls like her find themselves, leaving their loved ones behind with the hope of a better life.
It's true, my friend. She said there is work at Libya, like house help, that we should come because she's already there. So she do video call with us. Then we said, okay, no problem. Then I said, okay, let's go there. And if it's truly house help, no problem, we should go there and work.
My sister connected me to a work abroad. So she said it's a cleaning work. That was why I came.
It was my brother's connection. He told me that I'm going to meet my sister in Libya. So that was the reason why they transported me to this place for me to go. And I met a lot of other people that we are going to maybe go for the journey together.
I want to come and work. Like they said, it's abroad. Sure. Housemaid, cleaner, and nanny.
Is Saze is the one that said that we are going to Italy to do a handwork. That is what he said that is what he told me.
Most of these young girls are below the age of 20. Some of them just finished secondary school. Hence, one wonders what attractions are there worthy of risking their whole.
Well, they say the work pays a lot. And me, after my secondary school, I have nothing doing, so and I need to get something for myself. So as they said, the work is paying, then we gain a lot from it. That is why I feel bad because I never knew the bad side of it. I only knew the good side of it. So I feel bad, and I want to go back home.
Auntie told me that I will assist her in selling of drinks and all those stuff.
And where is that your sister?
She's in Libya.
Huh?
She's in Libya.
She's in Libya. Do you want to go there?
I don't want to go again. No.
I want to do it again. If I'm to do it, I'll use my international passport and not this way.
On our way coming, we thought our going there was we were going there to do our handwork. Getting here now, we're now hearing a lot of stories that going there is not hard work. Most people don't do hard work there. What they are going to do with us there is prostitution, which I can never do in my life. So I don't think that place is not meant for me.
Theirs was not an isolated case, as this set of young girls were recently rescued by the police in Kano while in company of members of the trafficking syndicate. Abubakar, a 23-year-old man, rides a keke napep for commercial purposes within Kano. Nothing about him or his tricycle business presupposes that he is into human trafficking, smuggling people out. He, however, confessed to have been in this side business for 2 years.
I transport the girls to Rijal Lemu area, and I'm paid 2,000 naira for every girl I picked. I really don't know the person that pays me the money. All I know, he's called Balarabi, and we communicate via phone. I will take them to a particular area in Rijal Lemu. They will send the area boys to take them to the place where they have been housed. According to what I was told, this has been ongoing for 15 years. I regret having played a part in this.
No one would have thought of 55-year-old Fatima as a member of the said syndicate. In her own case, she has been providing food and shelter for their supposed clients before they get smuggled out of the country.
I only take the girls. There is no fixed amount to what they pay me for keeping the girls. They just give me whatever amount they wish. They come and pick them up after a while. to whatever destination they are going to. Before, I did not know it is a crime. It is now that I know what I'm doing is wrong.
The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Kano Zonal Command, has recorded tremendous achievements in curbing this menace, as explained by the Public Relations Officer of the agency.
The agency, within the period under review, from January to date, we have rescued 255 victims of human trafficking. 35% are below the age of 18. Most of the victims are rescued on their way to Europe and some part of Asia. Then secondly, NAPTIP, in collaboration with International Organization for Migration, we have received illegal migrants within the period 983 victims that have been trafficked to Saudi Arabia, to Lebanon, to Libya, some on their way to and rescued to Europe. Female constitute 45 to 50% of the victims, and including underage children, some 5, 6, 7.
The PRO also sheds more light on the different forms of trafficking routes uncovered by the command.
Katsina and Jigawa has the highest border in the country, beside any other one. So Northwest is the target of majority of human traffickers, because if you go to Katsina, there are 10 international borders that links Nigeria with Niger. If you go to Jigawa, it's the same thing. There are 2 international borders that links Nigeria with Niger, and it's this major straight route to Libya. So Kano became a major transit. This is where all the people that came from the south, southeast, southwest, and including the northerners themselves, they patronized Kano. Because before, it was in Maiduguri, along Gambaringala border, Bama border, but issue of insurgency and Boko Haram is a no-go area now. So all their concentration is in Kano. And beside, we have another transit, that international airport, Mala Aminu Kano International Airport, because most of the people from the north who are going to, more especially Arabian countries, they are pretending that they are going for leather hajj, you know. So when they traffic, they won't come back. They will find their way and being employed and stay as illegal migrant and start businesses and other activities. So these are the major reasons that, you know, most of the traffickers, they patronize Kano.
What measures is NAPTIP employing in combating this menace?
Now the human trafficking is not, the recruitment is no more face-to-face. They have done it online with various social media platforms using WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. They, you know, lodge and advert some vacancies of job abroad. For instance, nurses, cleaners, you know, doctors, vacancies abroad. So some people are being, you know, trafficked through that way. You put your profile, you put your data, your passport number, everything. So they took that advantage and trafficked those people outside. If you go there, the job was not there. In fact, the hospitals and job vacancies are not even existing in their Europe, but they have the opportunity to use one of their control mechanisms to seize your passport, to seize your visa, everything, traveling documents, including your phone. So you have nothing to do, so that they can force you into forced prostitution or forced labor, you know, so many things. And secondly, the issue of vacancies, like for instance, offers, scholarship. Most of the students, because they are very young age, they place an advert that there are 200 vacancies of scholarship, maybe provided by this so foundation that is not even existing. So students are rushing with their parents to take their, you know, children to various computer centers, you know, doing a lot of registration. The ultimate aim is to get their profile so that they can have personal contact with you and deceive those girls and traffic them outside. When they go there, the schools are not even existing. They will also subject them to various form of exploitation and, you know, other forms of abuses. Then secondly, the second tactics, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice have conferred another power on NAPTIP, power of control and regulations of those among the airliners and traveling agencies, that once they have a client that is going outside for leather hajj, maybe for traditional competition, for cultural competition, for excursion, for any labor outside, he must come to NAPTIP and seek clearance, because we have to be ensured that the aim of their traveling was achieved. But if we launch our investigation or discover that it's a fault, then that person is subject to be prosecuted. So those are some of the two tactics that NAPTIP have already adopted in order to curtail or control the issue of human trafficking in Nigeria.
Another form of trafficking prevalent in Nigeria is domestic slavery. Mariam had once moved from her village in Rano local government area when she was barely 7 years old to serve a family in Lagos. She spent 5 years there and later returned home. In 2010, Mariam came to serve another family as a house help within Kano metropolis. She has now lived with them for 13 years. NAPTIP in Kano also attested to receiving several complaints of inhumane treatment that victims of domestic trafficking face.
Most of the domestic cases that we received, it required physical violences and to some extent, psychological abuse. We have received so many cases of beating, victims are coming with different kind of injuries. So we have to take them to hospital for medical examination, and we have a shelter. Majority of them is between 13 and below. We received a case for a husband, had sex and impregnated victims in their own home as employees. And we have so many cases of lesbianism and other sexual abuses between their employers, women employers, and the victims. So we have all those cases. And if they escaped, they also fall in the hand of their drivers or even their security men. They have sexually been abused and some they are impregnated. So we have all such cases and we prosecute those cases in this office.
National Human Rights Commission, Northwest Zonal Office, also spoke on its efforts in protecting these young girls and the contribution of the Kano state government.
Most of the cases we receive is the issue of child exploitation and child abuse in most of the houses or the environment that they work. And sometimes after much of their service, we also have complaints in respect of their repatriation back to their parent, whereby to some extent some of these children resist going back to their parent because of the change of environment and the life they had from the rural setting to the urban setting. The state government is not doing its best in respect of that, because up till now we have the challenges of the issue of empowering the state MDS to address the issue of child labor and exploitation and also all forms of child abuse. The Ministry of Women Affairs, of course, they are doing their best, but their most challenges is the issue of funding and lack of the facilities to address the issue.
Civil society organizations, activists and advocates such as the Gender Strategy Advancement International and the Human Rights Commission are rallying, raising awareness and calling for stringent measures to protect the rights and dignity of these vulnerable individuals. Stakeholders, including government bodies, law enforcement agencies, community leaders, and citizens, must unite to combat this abhorrent practice. There is an urgent need for a robust legal framework, stringent enforcement mechanisms, and increased resources dedicated to the protection of vulnerable individuals, especially young girls, from falling victims to trafficking networks. This report was made possible with the support of Gender Strategy Advancement International.